Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast, a place where we focus on the business side of art to help you attract more customers, to increase your profits, to ultimately live a life of creativity and financial freedom. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and this week is a special birthday sale week. I really love doing some kind of special thing around my birthday every year. And so I'm going to tell you all about what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to be selling my art. I think there's a lot of energy around your birthday. We all feel a little special. You get to plan fun things. And what better than to make an extra few art sales around your birthday? Really, that's my ultimate birthday present. Don't give me things, just buy my art. Buy what I have, what I spent all year working. And so today we're going to be talking about my number one sales strategy for Q4 and what I am doing around my birthday week, which is at the start of Q4, and how I am selling, because selling is not the most fun thing to do, but let's try to make it fun. And anytime I am thinking about how am I going to sell around Q4, I'm thinking, what feels good? What feels fun? What is a little bit more than just going and saying, buy my art? Thanks. My number one selling strategy, I'm just going to get to it. It might not be what you think. I've talked about this before. I've done this multiple times before, and I'm bringing it back. And it is to do an art auction. What do I mean by that? An art auction is basically it makes me think of, we have a lot of like animal auctions. That sounds weird to say. Like that might sound weird for somebody in California or something, but here in the Midwest, we have a lot of like animal auctions. So you can go and like buy a cow or buy a sheep, or you can buy like a bottle calf to raise, or chickens, or like specialty things. That's what it makes me think of. But they hold these things in auction form and to buy all of these different things. And one day I just thought, why not art? Why not sell my art in this way? Because there's so many sales mentality tactics around it. And I'm going to explain these to you. And really, I'm just going to talk you into it is what the idea behind this podcast is, because I've talked myself into it with all of these reasons. I have this whole list here ready for you. I came prepared, and I think you're going to like it. But also, before we go into the details of that, I just want to put it out in the forefront that this is Q4. This is the time to sell your art. I think all year long, we spend time perfecting our craft and creating things, whether it's commissions for somebody else or creating things that we love to sell. And it's just things that kind of hang around in your studio. And we entertain people with videos all year, and we gain this audience and we gain the trust of this audience. Now is the time to sell to them. Now is the time where you can unapologetically, in your own fun way, say, in better ways than this, of these are the things that I have for sale. Do you want to buy them? And my favorite thing about an auction, first and foremost, I think it is perfect for the beginner or intermediate artist. I feel like super advanced people like who sell canvases all the time, maybe not as much unless you have a bunch of stuff hanging around that just won't sell. I think it's really great for people, for artists, including myself, who it's just tough to price canvas art sometimes. It's just tough to figure out what your customer is willing to pay, and setting up an art auction. So I plan to put about 10 different pieces up. I actually have prints hanging around the art studio. I have small originals. I have big originals. I have a bunch of little things hanging around, and I'm going to put it all up on my website and put it up for auction. And what that's going to do is I'm going to start it at a small price. I'm going to set a minimum that it should sell for. So say I have an original painting that I don't mind letting go of. Really, I would really like to let go of it because it's just taking up space. And I would like to start 2026 with a new, fresh slate with not a lot of stuff hanging around. I just want to start fresh. And so I am willing to let things go for less than thousands of dollars, right? Last time I did this, I sold a lot of small things. So a lot of little prints or little originals for anywhere between 50 and $100. And I sold the bigger things, or medium-sized things, so original paintings, mostly original paintings that were what I consider medium. So about 20 inches by 20 inches or 30 by 40 or some 36 by 48 around there. I sold most of those for around $200 to $500. Not a ton, right? We're not selling thousands and thousands of dollars worth, or I'm not. I have heard of other artists who do, but in my experience doing this a couple times, that's about where it is. But I think of it as this, like, it's not too bad for something that I want gone anyway. I don't really want it hanging around. I've lost my oh, I love this painting so much, I want to keep it. Like, I don't really have that anymore. I'd love it for it to find a home. I would love it for somebody else to put it in there wherever. And I've had customers in the past who have bought a canvas from me and then they'll hire me for a mural later. For instance, there was one lady who she bought on auction, meaning, mind you, because she saw my art all year round and she was like, oh, I love it, just love it. I love this piece. I love that piece, but it's just too dang expensive. And I live in a really low cost area. Not to say that there are not high cost spenders around here, but in general, not, like economy, whatever. So I remember she said that she watched my art for a long time, really wanted this piece. It was like clouds with bunnies on it. And she waited for the art auction to happen and she snagged it. I think she said she got it for like $300. And she's like, I felt like it was a steal. I felt like I was just stealing from you, but I just love it so much. And then she said she designed her entire nursery around this one painting. So what does that do, right? It gives you a relationship with a customer that you maybe wouldn't have had. And like I said, she hired me for a mural later. And it also makes them feel like they got a really good deal and it makes them cherish that painting. And what better of a thing to happen rather than a painting hanging around my studio for somebody to cherish it, knowing that they got it for a really good deal and loving it and wishing, but not being able to really afford it or not being able to push the button on a higher price. And she snagged it and now it's in a good home. So if that's not a story to do an art auction, I don't know what is. But things like that, having done it already, that's what's going to drive me to do this. I really want my paintings to have homes. But anyway, I'm going to start my paintings so say I have a original painting and it's like 30 by 30 inches and I really want it gone. And I would say it's probably worth like $800. Okay. This is my self-assessment of my own painting. Like, this is what I would like it to sell for. However, I'm going to post it for starting bid at $150. And then I'm going to make the increments be $20. Because in the past, I have done this and I've made the increments be $5, and that was really not enough. I had a lot of people going back and forth and they got really competitive in it, but it was really kind of annoying. So this time, $20 increments, I think that is more than fair. It's still a decently low number, but it just gets the bid up a lot higher, a lot faster. And it really is like you're making a bid, you're making a point. It's not just like a little $5 thing. It's like, nope, I'm putting in an extra 20. However, I'm going to have minimums. So say I'm going to start it at 150 and I'm going to do that because I think starting it really low and having people start to bid against each other really starts the momentum rather than starting at a higher number. Somebody might be like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I can bid on that. I think starting it low, it just gets people involved. It gets people. So whenever somebody makes a bid and they do it on my website, I have it signed up through this program that I plug into Shopify. It's like My Auctions something. I don't know. There's a bunch of different ones. And every single time somebody bids, it emails them to say, you've been outbid. And what does that do? It creates competitiveness. It reminds them that they're bidding on things. It's like an email coming from me, like as an artist, like telling people about my art, but it's reminding them that they're being outbid. So you might as well come back to my website and bid again if you'd like it. But it just gets the competition started. It gets people invested starting low, and they're more likely to then bid higher because, okay, for instance, if I see a piece of art on there and it's $300 and I'm like, I don't know, like, dang it, I was really hoping to get a deal. How, on the other hand, if I see it's 150, I'll be like, yes, okay, bid. And then somebody outbids me. I'm like, wait, no. I want to win this. Wait. So I bid 170. And then they outbid me again. And then it gets up to like 250 and I'm like, now I'm in this. Now I really want this. And that like competitiveness kicks in. I don't know about you, but I'm a very competitive person. And a lot of people are deep down. You don't want to lose to somebody. And if you're bidding on it anyway, you're really wanting this piece. And so you're invested in it. And it was so fun to hear people, they would message me on the side. They'd be like, I'm winning this piece. Like they would get so competitive. And a couple different times when somebody messaged me and was like, hey, I really want to do this. Like, I'm really at my maximum bid. Like, I don't like, people would have conversations with me about this. And so I would offer them like, okay, if that's your maximum bid, what if I create a very similar painting for you at that maximum bid? So it created more commissions. It created just a bunch of chaos in the best way. And all while this is happening, I'm emailing people, I'm posting it online. Anytime somebody bids, I'm posting it on my story. It like gets all the hype up and it's so fun. Now, granted, there were several pieces that I put up that did not sell. And there were several pieces who I'm really glad I put a minimum on because they were only at like $30. And I was like, I'm not even shipping anything for $30. That's just not even worth it. So having that minimum there, super important. $20 bidding increments at the minimum as well. And yeah, just putting everything up there. And something like this, it also just gives us a really good excuse to say, my art is for sale. Because it's really easy to go on and just post like, hey, I'm painting this, or I painted this today, or what. People aren't sure if you're painting it for somebody, if it's already claimed, if it's whatever, if we don't tell them. And oftentimes it feels kind of weird to just say, hey, I'm painting this. If anybody wants to buy it, this is the price. Artists don't really say that. I know because I follow a lot of artists and a lot of my students and a lot of artists who are doing all these different things in me. And it's very rare that I see an artist in a caption being like, this is the price of this painting. But in this way, we can showcase. I'm going to pull up old videos that I've already created of paintings that I did a while ago that I have in my studio, and I'm going to repost those for content. So I get to reuse a lot of my old content. So it's not all creating new content to promote it. But in this way, I'm going to put some text overlay and say, this piece is up for art auction on my website. You have 7 days. You have 5 days left. You have 3 days left. Today's the last day. Get in your bids. And yeah, I'm actually going to have the bidding end on my birthday. So that way I'm literally making sales on my birthday, which my birthday is actually on a Saturday. It's a lucky year. So my birthday's in October. It's October 18th. This is the best year because my birthday's on a Saturday and then Halloween is on a Friday. You cannot get any better. So I'm going to start this probably on a Monday, maybe Sunday. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet, but it's going to go all throughout the week. I'm going to do my best to plan ahead. I'm going to send out emails ahead. The week before, you're going to see on my Instagram, hey, I'm doing an art auction. Things are going to be included. I'm going to put it on my story, getting people hyped up, and then we're going to do it. And I'm going to sell at least a few, and it'll be an even better cherry on top of my birthday. Well, I hope this method and the excitement that I have behind it inspires you to create your own and drum up some kind of excitement in some way. If it's not an art auction, maybe it's a discount or some kind of sale. You could highlight a print on Monday and Tuesday and like a different one on Wednesday, a different one on Thursday. Maybe, I don't know, but Black Friday is coming up and I think it's really beneficial to do something before then because during Black Friday and the week prior, so all around that area, there's things shooting off everywhere. If I send out an email around Black Friday, it's going off with all of the others. It's not a terrible idea to put it out there, but it can sometimes get lost in the noise, which is why I like to do it the month prior and do my own thing and get all that all out there. As people haven't spent all their money. They're getting amped up to buy. And yeah, I hope you figure out your own way to do this in your own creative way that feels really good to you. But I hope you just do something. Don't just do what you've done all year. Now is the time to get a little creative in the marketing realm and do something salesy. And it's okay. I give you permission. You can be salesy for a week. It's okay. I like to do this because I really like to just make videos and just do my normal data thing and not really have to worry so much about selling every week or every month or things. And then I just focus this one solid week, sales, sales, sales. I just like ooze it out my ears, make sure everybody and their mother knows about it. And then I go back to normal life. And then I go back to posting videos that are not about sales. And then I go back to just having fun with it and not getting hopeful and be like, oh man, I hope people buy. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just like nervous system regulation the rest of the time. Like, it's during this sales week, it can be really exciting. It can also be really nerve wracking. It can be like kind of stretching you because you're like trying all these things and da 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 da. It's fun. As always, I'm going to put all of my emails, all of my strategy, exactly everything written down, exactly what program I'm using in Shopify, exactly all the details inside of the Academy. So you know exactly what I'm doing. And you can just copy paste my email marketing and use them on your own. Change it just a little bit. I would, but you can use it on your own thing. But I hope that this inspires you to do maybe not even an art auction, just something. And now is the time to sell your art. Also, I would also like to let you know that right around my birthday, I love to just put it all out there. So last year, I think I did a book special. This year, I'm doing a special for the Academy. So if you would like a one-on-one coaching call with me, complimentary, for joining the Artist Academy for 1 full year, now is the time to join and get that. Also, if you are a current member paying month to month and you would like to do this as well, you can totally do this. I am offering $299 for 1 year in the Academy. That is $25 a month, pretty much rounded, which is usually $37 a month. So if you join at any other time previous in the year, you can pay $37 a month, which, do the math, it's over like, what's it, 400 and something. So you're getting a savings of $145 and paying only $299 for the full year, which is $25 a month. Plus it comes with a free complimentary one-on-one coaching call with me. So if you have questions about your mural business, art business, getting a plan for 2026, something you want to get on the phone with me, we will do that. I will help you through. I will answer your personal questions, personal art questions. Anyway, I mean, we can talk personal stuff. I love to give life advice too. So if you have something going on, I'd love to interject. But yeah, $299, or you can think of it as joining for 12 months. You get 4 months free with this special. Doing this around my birthday. Might continue this through the holidays. Yeah, I'm doing this because, one, I really like to do things around my birthday. I like to get sales. I like to give promotions. I like it to be the exciting thing. But I'm doing this specifically because there's something in committing for 1 year inside of the Academy. People come in and sometimes they'll stay for a couple months and they just kind of lose momentum in their business. And the most common reason that I get emails of people canceling is because they're like, hey, I joined, love the content, I used it, but then, life just got busy and I'm just not using it anymore. I'm not utilizing it. I'm like, okay, no, it's no big deal. You can cancel anytime. That's why it's there. But committing for a year at a discounted rate, you're literally getting 4 months for free. So I like to think of it as like you're getting in it for a year. And if there's a couple months where you kind of drop off and you don't do the challenges, or you're not looking at the business plan, or like really making the videos, or like doing all the things that I say to do inside of the Academy step by step, it's okay, because you're getting it at a discounted rate, but you're joining for a year. So you're really committing to yourself that you're in this and you can do this. And it's a discount. Like who doesn't love to save? So if you would like to do this, but maybe you don't want to start until January, you can email me and we can get that set up. Or you can just join right now and you get a few months free. So you get basically the whole year, but you get the majority of 2026 already. So if you're wanting to make Q4 the time that you sell your art, we have so many tutorials in there. We have so many templates for how to make an email newsletter. We have literally everything. But the highlight is how to create a business plan, how to set your goals, and then step by step, how to achieve them. We do a lot of mural stuff because murals is where you make the big bucks. We do a lot of sales things, and it's just all business. Because when I went to college at Missouri State and majored in painting, I knew a whole lot about how to mix colors, but not a whole lot about how to make a website or how to talk to customers or what the best way to sell in this way, in this specific, or how to do murals or how to paint. They didn't teach me how to paint large scale. There was so many things that I had to learn on the job that I put into video form for you. And at $2.99, you can join for the entire year plus a one-on-one coaching call with me. Let me know if you have any questions. I will see you inside the Academy. And yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this episode of the Artist Academy podcast. I will see you next week.